out our new sponsor, The Health Blaze. All the information is in the description. Use the promo code above. Goodfellow One Boxing at 18% off of all their natural products from deodorant, pomade, toothpaste, and much, much more. And they have additional discounts on their website as well. That's thehealthblaze.com. Starting December 20th. That promo code is good for 18% off. We go. What's going on? Back with a Captain Marvel movie review. I started a movie review playlist. I started going back seeing a lot of movies. So let's talk about it. Before we do, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. And also don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. Promo code Goodfellow1Boxing. Get you 18% off their all natural products from lotions, soaps, hair pomade, foot soaks, bath bombs, deodorant, toothpaste, and much, much more. Website promo codes are in the description. If you hang around the channel enough, subscribe, hit the bell icon, get those notifications. You can also win some free stuff from The Health Blaze. I'll be giving out hopefully this week and in the future moving on. So we here. And I heard a lot of people say they didn't like Captain Marvel. Facebook critics saying it sucked. I thought it was super dope. So I'll tell you that right now. I'll give it a rating at the end. I thought it was a good movie. And maybe people wanted more action is what they wanted. It was so much informative things. You know, she had a lapse in memory. I didn't know much about Captain Marvel before. I read the story. The story was basically her name was given to her by a woman that created the power source. And the power source had, she shot the power source. It went into her body. And then, she got named after Marvel, 2 different names. So, basically it started out, straight. You know what I'm saying? They got into fighting with the supposed enemies, which, the Skrulls wasn't the enemies at all. And, she was rolling with the bad guys or whatever. And you go through the movie, she having problems, coping with her past, and the people that she rolling with now, I can't remember their names, excuse me. The Creeds or something, I think it's the Creeds or something like that. She rolling with, they not telling her past, they tell her to get over it, and until she get over it, then she won't be able to be, go on missions and stuff. And, the Skrulls kidnap her, and they try to go through her mind. They looking for a light-speed engine, and she don't know why they're looking for an engine, so she's still fighting them. And long story short, she get the Earth, she get the Earth, and she's still battling with them, and she find out that, she on the wrong side of the battle, and they help her remember, what she, her life was started on Earth. And that she not really Creed, I think his name of the people is. But, I'm not going to give away too much of the story. But it's an excellent storyline. It's not as action-packed as some people would want it to be. Because it's actually the first one. The first one is more informative. You're learning about her. For the people that didn't read the comic books, we learning how she got her name. We learning her powers. We learning what's good about her. And the reason they waited to introduce her to this point is because this is the point that she come in the Avengers Infinity Endgames. This is the point she come in. So, unlike DC, they did it a better way. With DC, just really only showcase Superman and Batman through their movies, which Superman movies suck. Of recent, even Superman and Batman suck. But how DC did it was they gave you Cyborg and Aquaman and Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. They did get to the Wonder Woman movie first, and Superman and Batman movie, but they failed to get to Aquaman. They released Aquaman after that. Probably a Flash movie, but he got a TV show, and Cyborg movie could be coming. So, Marvel has better production, and they got a better setup where they introduce you to characters as they come to the Avengers, or as they, get part of the Avengers in the bigger story. But, the storyline was dope. It kept me engaged. I was at the edge of my seat, just learning more about Captain Marvel and her memory losses, and they kind of scramble through her memory losses. They come, they go, they come, they go. And her trying to, put the pieces to her life together is really what dominated the script. She was searching about who she was, and it was pretty much the people was trying to oppress her. The Creeds people she was rolling with was trying to oppress her and not let her know her full potential and not know she was on the wrong side of the war. And, you had black excellence in this movie too. Samuel L. Jackson, and then, her friend, they had, was driving the plane, driving the spaceship or plane, whatever you want to call it. And they was destroying, the Creeds, and you had Samuel L. Jackson that did a great job. You found out how he lost his eye. Just overall, the movie was dope the way they read it out. And I know people wanted action. And the most action-packed, movie I can remember right to this moment was Captain America: Winter Soldier. that was action-packed, hand-to-hand combat at its finest, man. That was excellent action-packed production. But Captain Marvel had a lot less of hand-to-hand combat. She started off, training with the guy that was hating on her and stuff. And they started off training hand-to-hand combat and going at it, but it wasn't like combat all the way through. You had to sit there and process information, learn about her. It was more informative about her background. That was the movie was supposed to be about. Now, if they come out with a Captain Marvel 2, then it's going to be more action-packed than it was this one. But they did have, some of the fighting scenes and them fighting on top of the train and them, doing certain things and fighting at the end. She using her powers, learning that the people she running with was hating on her and suppressing her power. So it does have a makeup to have a remake, you know what I'm saying? And then one thing I did like about it had those old 90s vibes, In 89, she had the plane crash and she didn't come back to Earth to 96. She started off when she came to the planet and she fell in a blockbuster, man. They had great old school music, just a great vibe to it. They actually did it a solace, man. It was a real solid movie, man. I know I ain't the greatest at movie reviews, but I'm still trying to find my way, so I don't take constructive criticism in the comment section. But I ain't gonna spoil it though. But it kind of had like an old Warriors code to it, an old ancient Egypt type of feel to it. Whereas, you don't know what side of the war you're really on until you really get in the war and you start to communicate. You starting to learn more things. You starting to open your mind, and then you really learn what you're really fighting for. It had a lot of older principles in there that you will learn from the Greeks, the ancient Egyptians, and some of the great dynasties out there in Asia. It had that type of feel to it, man. So definitely a great movie. I would recommend anybody to see it. As far as kids, it's not a bad movie rating for kids, but it might not keep kids engaged because they might not be able to process what's going on. Once again, it was more of an informative movie than an action-packed movie with them trying to find where she's from, trying to figure out her past, trying to figure out how she got to be a Kree, trying to figure out about the Skrulls. It's a lot of talking. It's a lot of information being passed down. It's a ton of dialogue there. It's not a lot of action, and that's why I think people tend not to like the movie because it wasn't a lot of hand-to-hand combat, wasn't a lot of action. It was flying. Kids like airplanes, I would believe. At least I did when I was a kid and my friends did. It was flying. It was space. It was battling with with airplanes and spaceships and shooting each other down. That's the type of movie it was. You know what I'm saying? It was just more dialogue. It was a lot to process, and a lot of people might not like that. You know what I'm saying? Most people want to come to a superhero movie. They want to see action. They want to see boom, bing, pom, boom. That's what they want to see. But that's why I say it's probably not for kids. It's probably for people that's of older that can actually process what's going on and learn and hold on to it. It's not, it's not an Avengers movie where it's like a ton of action combat. It's like we learning about what Captain Marvel is, what she represents, how she can help the Avengers in the Endgame, and it's a prequel to the Avengers Endgame. So if some people gonna say it was terrible, they didn't like it. I thought it was dope because I can appreciate learning, soaking up information, and like I said before, I didn't know a lot about her character. So as they came out with Captain Marvel in the Endgame, now DC is prepared to come out with Shazam. Somebody said Shazam was going to be better than Dark Knight. I don't really see it by the previews, but we'll see. But then other than that, we talked about the other day with, and I put it in the end screen. You see the video pop up at the end. We talked about X-Men and Avengers now that Walt Disney is buying Fox 21st Century, and Disney has the rights to all the Marvel comics, or Marvel stuff. They're talking about doing Avengers versus X-Men. So that's something to look out to. And they also coming up in the previews I seen with the Phoenix on X-Men again. So the Phoenix saga and the X-Men cartoon was dope. So I look forward to them redoing the Phoenix and hopefully doing it better than they did last time. I'm not saying they're doing a better job. It's always about improving. But to get this out of 5 stars, I'm going to give it 4 stars. I'm going to give it 4 stars. If it had more action, it probably could have got 4.5. But I enjoyed it, so I give it 4 stars. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Hellblaze, thehellblaze.com. Promo code GoodFella1Boxing. Get you 18% off their 100% all natural products. Go check them out. Website, promo code are in the description. Don't forget we'll be doing a giveaway with them as well. Other than that, you can find us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Also, reach out to the email if you got business question, inquiry, sponsorship, or video requests. Quickest way to get in touch with me is Twitter. And then Facebook, and excuse me, email, then Twitter. And I create a movie review playlist, so we can start doing more movie reviews. Critique me so I can get better, and hope I didn't spoil anything. So at least I didn't do a spoiler alert, man. So I won't spoil a movie for anybody. But it's Goodfellas Sports TV. It's your boy CJ Goodfellas. If you want to donate, that link's there as well. Continue to share the videos. The best way to donate.